SIP and RTP setting. How to set the properties for SIP and RTP. It can be done via phone basic SIP setting. This listening port of SIP, the UDP ports used by RTP, the allowed codecs, and DTMF mode can be set here. It also allows you to enable TCP mode for SIP and enable SRV lookup, using DNS record to find the other hosts. The SIP server uses the UDP port 5060 by default to listen the request from clients. If the video codec H.263, H.263+, or H.264 is turned on, the system can support video calling over SIP with proper SIP clients. We will talk about it later. Please note that you can turn on SIP in TCP mode here so that the server can support SIP in both UDP and TCP modes. In some cases, like using SIP trunk to connect to the other host, the caller ID is passed via the SIP header remote party ID. It can be enabled here if you trust the other side. And there are chances to use CA certificate to verify the identity of the SIP client. The CA certificate can be uploaded here as well. Analog voice. If the system is with analog voice card, the corresponding channels will be shown in the display box on the bottom of the screen. For an analog voice card, usually you will find that the port S on the card would be labeled as FXO, Foreign Exchange Office, or FXS, Foreign Exchange Station. When the port is labeled as FXO, it shall be connected to Central Office of Telecommunication Service Provider. If the port is labeled as FXS, it shall be connected to an analog phone set. This is the practice we use how to connect those ports to the right places conceptually. Furthermore, let's check on voice signaling. There are many signaling methods for voice communication. We just consider the general analog voice interface here. For FXO ports, the port shall be connected to Central Office as mentioned earlier. To communicate with Central Office, it means the port itself shall be acting as station. Thus, it should use FXS type signaling methods. Similarly, the FXS port shall use FXO type signaling methods. For analog voice card, each port is corresponding to a channel. On the other cards, it might not be the case. For example, T1 card is with 24 channels, but you might not see 24 ports on it unless you have channel bank to allow you put phone set on the specified channel. Thus, we use the term channel to indicate that virtual circuit. In the diagram above, the software version before VED369.ISO, the card is with 4 channels. Channel 1 and 2 are with the label FXO so that FXS type signaling is used. In this case, channel 1 and 2 are using FXSKS, FXS cool start. Similarly, channel 3 and 4 with FXS label, they shall use FXO type signaling. They can be specified in the fields above by putting the channel list into the corresponding voice signaling method. The channel list can be specified one by one with comma, separated, 1, 2. Or it can be using dash to indicate the range of channel numbers. For example, 1 to 4, it is equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4, and the channel group can also be defined so that it can be used in the dial plan later. Please note that, after the version VED369.ISO, T1/E1/J1 signaling setting also appears in phone basic AVM/DVM. So you will see the web interface as the following. It is with extra fields for setting T1/E1/J1, you can just ignore those items while configuring for analog voice. On the bottom of the screen snapshot above, it shows the system is with T1/E1/J1 card now. We will introduce how to configure T1/E1 elsewhere. For the version supporting MFC/R2 and SS7, after VED462, the web user interface will look like as follow. You can just ignore them while configuring analog voice card. The following diagram is the screen snapshot when the system is with an analog voice card with FXO channels. As shown above, the 4 FXO channels are configured to use FXSKS, FXS cool start, signaling method. Channel dial plan for those analog voice cards, FXO or FXS, or digital voice cards, T1 or E1, the system will assign a channel number to each of the channel on those cards. Phone basic channel dial plan is for the dial rules associated with those channels. Combining with the dial plan in phone basic dial plan, VoIP phones can reach the phone network via the legacy interfaces like FXO, FXS, T1 or E1. For each channel, there should exist the corresponding dial plan so that the voice connection can be established by dialing specific pattern of numbers. On the left side of the screen, it allows specifying the dial pattern for a specific channel. On the other side, it is for channel group as mentioned in the previous section. A lot of channels can be set as one group. The dialing pattern is associated with number of stripping digits. For example, _2XXX with number of stripping digits set to 1, it implies when you dial 2134, the first digit 2 will be stripped and 134 will be sent into the channel. As indicated earlier, dialing the numbers starting from 2000 to 2999 will go to this channel by stripping the first digit 2. For channel group, it is also necessary to specify how the phone calls are distributed among the channel group. As shown in the user interface, it has two options now, least non-busy first, round robin. The option least non-busy first means that it will hunt for the non-occupied channel within group in ascending order. The option round robin will employ each channel on rotation basis. Connection status of phones and channels. If you have IAX phones or SIP phones, you can check if they are registered to the server or not by pressing the corresponding display button. Add phone basic connection status. If one phone is talking to the other, the established channel, S, will be shown on the bottom after pressing display button.